To get started, we only have 20 minutes, so it's quite short of time. I'm Oskar Fexner. I'm here together with my colleague Nicke Roberg from XMReality. We are a Swedish-based company. We enable our customers to provide world-class support through remote guidance. We use this by doing augmented reality, focusing on the industry, specifically targeting field service operations and the aftermarket. And we really see that we have a proven track record with our product, as we have large global customers that are working with our solution today. So we have really seen in the last 2 years that we have moved from pilot phases and discovery of AR into more substantial deployments. And we see the largest market shares in manufacturing and logistics and energy companies. And I think overall, if you talk about smart glasses and AR, we have just scratched the surface. So it's even not enough to be an early adopter today. You really need to start working with it. Once AR takes off, you need to be on the game plan. I think when you work with remote guidance and augmented reality, I think the benefits are quite obvious. And that's also the feedback that we get from our customers. If you look at the return on investment on our solution, you really see that if you just have one trip saved, for example, between Europe and Asia, then you have paid for the system for a year. So the benefits are really that you have major savings on the travels, you have savings on the reduced downtimes on the systems, and you are able to capitalize on your expertise wherever they are located in the world. You are also able to build in this, incorporate it into your service models, build new service models, and make this part of your service layer. And of course, it's also a way of providing environmental friendly technical support, as you can cut down on the traveling. And we're actually going to do a live demo of the system here today. And I also want to say that we have set up a system here as well, so once we are done, you're welcome to come forward and test the system here. And we have a little time and we're quite a lot of people, so I would also like to say that we are here the whole day tomorrow as well, if you want to come and see and try the system yourself. So now, I just had a call from Sweden, from Linköping. They have an issue with an aircraft, the JAS 39 Gripen, the fighter. And luckily we have Nicke here, who is the expert on the JAS 39 Gripen fighter. So she will connect with the remote technician in Linköping, Sweden.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So now we got a call, and then now we're going to connect to Fabian. Oh, yes.
Hello.
Hello, Fabian. You are in trouble with the Gripen there, right?
Yes, that's right. So I'm standing here by my aircraft and I don't know what to do.
Okay, don't worry, I'm coming to save you. Okay, so
Perfect.
First of all, I need you to open this box so that we can fix this problem. So I need you to push this button first, here and then open the lid up like this.
All right. This button, and then the lid.
Yes, okay. Let me look at it. What's the problem here? So first, can you please push this button? Let's see if it's working. This
Right.
one. Right, great. Then it's working. And then later on, let's try this one. All right, nothing happened. So that's where the problem is. And to solve this problem, I need you to turn this switch, this direction. Can you see the direction where I'm pointing?
Yeah,
Okay,
it was in the right leftmost position already.
okay. So now let's see if it's working again. Can you push this button again?
This button?
Yeah. Okay, now it's working. So now you can fly again. Good.
Perfect.
Good job. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll be flying away.
So what you saw here was a demo then remotely here from Amsterdam to our office in Sweden when we did a troubleshooting on this aircraft. So Sorry. And I also want to say that this works with the devices that you already have. So it means that you don't have to invest in a lot of hardware. I mean, you can work with the smartphones or the tablets that you already have, cross-platform, and start working with the solution. Then, of course, if you need to work hands-free, then you have to invest in some kind of smart glasses. But we are a software company, so that's what we're focusing on. I also want to introduce Jürgen Weiss from Tieto, who is a partner that we're working with. We see that our product really aligns with the service transformation that Tieto is driving with their customers. And we also have a common customer that we're working with. So I just invited Jürgen here to say a few words about how they see remote guidance fit into their service transformation strategy.
Yeah. We have a look. I need this microphone, okay. Careful. Yeah. Oh, okay. Better?
Yes.
So, okay. So, hello again. We are positioning this XMReality technology at Palfinger, for example, but we have a lot of more customers upcoming. So we get a contract signed also with Philip Morris last week. What we do is that we help the customer to save their costs in terms of travel, in terms of downtimes, especially for the proof of concept at Palfinger in Australia. We support the service operator who is now more time in the office than in the plane. So his job is more comfortable than in the past. Palfinger equipped their crane drivers and their construction workers with some kind of technology like this ODG glass, for example, based on Android. Also the XMReality stuff, but also they're using the smartphones on Android, on the iOS, for supporting directly on the construction site in terms of issues, some problems, error code, and so on. For the future, we are looking forward to build a knowledge library that fits perfectly and store all the issues and problems from the past and pick them with machine learning, artificial intelligence on the next level for predictive maintenance and predictive service. Yeah. Some questions about, yeah, welcome.
I have a question especially because I saw the example you just made, and I'm from the aircraft business, and we very often have this kind of situation, but we never solve it that way.
Yeah.
I have a question about the bandwidth which is necessary to have a more or less working scenario, because if you're out here on the end of the field somewhere where there's no internet, maybe you have a mobile phone, if you're lucky you have 3G. So I was interested what you would need to work with the goggles and have that communication.
Yeah, we come from the military side, so the requirement was in the first case is to have to be working on low bandwidths. So the minimum requirement is 3G. So you need to be connected to the internet. And then to transmit the audio and the video, it's the standard setting is 400 kilobits per second up and down, but we have customers even down to 256 kilobits per second that are able to transmit video and audio. So we have built in that in the apps as a requirement from the military to be able to transmit on a low bandwidth. And of course, if you're out on the sea and similar and you don't have a connection, you can also work via satellite connection.
And the second question I have, due to the reason that we are often in areas where it's not allowed to film or like that, how you handle that? How do you have experience with that you get the special permission to do that because most of the seats?
Yeah, I mean that's case by case with integrity, but look how companies, how much information you shoot up in the cloud. So if you then are not able to film in a site, I mean it's a bit contradictory, I think so. But I think it's case by case. If you have to limit where you do the work, if it's around the machine, if you have the glasses on the machine and you just film around that specific machine and you don't walk around in the site. So I think it's case by case. But yes, we've had those kind of questions come up. Yeah.
So we are in discussion with a big refinery, for example, where filming and recording is not allowed. The service workers there get a special certification in usage of these tools. So recording is not allowed, but usage of this material is allowed. Depends always on the industry.
What about about the security issue, so about also health of people that are doing something driven by you and they may get injured or some other troubles because so you take over the responsibility in this case.
But what's the difference if they had a telephone support? It's the same thing, right? If you have the telephone support, if you instruct somebody to do something.
It's different because our people, they should work with people trained for that. So they are not giving them the instruction exactly what they have to do. They give suggestion following some known procedure. So the technician should be trained on what they do, not just driven by phone or with this system without knowledge, let's say, without experience.
Yeah, but did you have to restrict that then? What kind of level of help can you provide, and what is the level of the guide and the technician? I mean, you have to regulate that like you would do in any other support case.
Are you able to regulate using WhatsApp in a smartphone in that case? No.
You may get some pictures, but the point is...
yeah, but it's also not secure to use a smartphone when you're not allowed to use a
No,
glass.
it's not a matter of security, it's a matter of safety of the people and responsibility for what is going on. Because you are telling someone to do something, maybe he could be not, let's say, ready for doing it. For instance, working with the current voltage and so on. You ask him, please touch, check there.
Yeah, I mean, it might not solve everything. Maybe you can solve 70% of the cases with the system, but that's probably enough. That you might mitigate some situations, but you cannot solve everything. Sometimes you have to send someone to be actually on site. So that's the case. But I don't think it differs from that perspective if you have normal support today over phone or if you have a service system where they send emails and you respond. It's the same responsibility.
I have another question. If you just, you have for sure some experience already with this product, because you're talking, I think you're talking just about your own technicians or maybe also about the technicians of the customer. Do you see possibility to tell the customer, okay, you have these classes here if you want to?
Yes. As I said in the beginning, it's basically focused on the internal field service technicians and the aftermarket. So if you have a machine that you ship to your customer in, let's say, in the US, of course you can ship our glasses and the license to them, and then you ask them when they have a case, put on your glasses and we'll help you.
Yeah.
So
Palfinger, for example, supports their dealers and the dealers support their service sub-partners.
Oh, because we have trained technicians of service centers, we don't have other relations to them, and of course they are allowed to do the works, but sometimes they don't. They also are at the limit of their knowledge, or they have a problem which never occurred before, and then this would help.
Yeah, so it's a good question. So it's both the internal and the external case. And we're not just talking about proactive maintenance. We also talk about training, knowledge transfer. I mean, you have more senior persons that don't want to travel, but they can transfer their knowledge to more junior persons on the field. So that's several business cases. So it's a good point.
And you have a very interesting impact on your business model, how you can charge your customer for extra services and other SLAs.
All right, I would like to allow 5 minutes also for people to come forward and get the feeling for the system and try it out themselves.